Hey guys, welcome again to Lex of Motion. My name is Leko and we're going to be animating what you just watched right now. And this is the UI for the animation. We're going to be using Sketch and we're also going to be using After Effects. And we're pushing this Sketch file into After Effects using this plugin called AUX. The link to the plugin is in the description below. So if you don't have it, watch it and get it on your computer. So the first thing we need to do is to push the elements. Now, in my previous tutorials, I had pushed the elements at once, but for this particular tutorial, I'm going to push them one by one so that we don't have any underlying issues when we want to animate. So before you push, make sure that the AUX plugin on After Effects is set at 1 times and is set at 1000 seconds. Defaultly, it comes at 3 times and 5 seconds, but make sure you change it back to 1 second and 1000 seconds. So we'll go back to Sketch. And you're just going to select them one by one. So for the background, I'm just going to push it into, yep, that's it. Already exported. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new comp. Call this main comp. And I'll size it to 848 by 655. Yep, so I'm just going to copy this guy, paste it. Don't worry that it's big. We just set it like this. Scale it down if you want to. Yep, that's our background. So we're just going to bring in our high pad using the same principle. Also bring in this particular section, make it a symbol so that it's easy for you to carry. You will notice this glitch. Just fix it up when you are in After Effects. So you go back to your main comp and bring in Dawson's. Just center it. And voila. It's done. Now you'll notice it's actually overshooting, but you can solve that by creating a mask. Done. Take this one also. Now we're gonna come to this guy, but jump it and move this guy. Now you notice while exporting, AUX cut the text. So you could just click on the text and just drag it to review the rest of the details. So make sure you click this. Now you notice they're not really looking the way they're looking here. So what you can do is just to create like a preview. You can just use it as a guide in the After Effects file. So just bring it in. You just delete your opacity. Just lock it. Here. Yes. Scale this guy. We'll get about here. Let's do it like this. We'll get about here. Yep, that's about that. We'll get it on here. And down. So we'll just off it now. And the last thing we need to bring in is our carousel. Just select them and just bring them into perfect. Now AUX asks you where to save images anytime you're exporting elements that carry images. So yeah, this is our game part. Just carry them to make up and just bring in the game part. Yeah, that's it. So now we can start animating. And before we start animating, I want to go into the game part composition. I would like to increase the comp so that we can have a lot of space because we're doing a lot of work. And if I go back to the main comp now, you see this beautiful stuff. So the idea is that when you scroll, you could select any of them and they could expand and reveal their details. But it's still looking weird. We need to go into the comp. I need to make the comp very. This width is too much. Yeah, fantastic. We're going to make comp now. I push them. I can see everybody. Beautiful. So the first thing we need to do is to go into the gamepad comp and create what we call a null object. So this null object will control the carousel movement of all of the gamepads. I use this plugin to center, anchor point, and to edit the curves. It's a nice plugin, and the link to the plugin is in the description below. I'm just going to call this carousel null control 1 because we have more than one. So just take all of them and place them. Yeah. So all of them are not child elements of this guy. Whatever I do on this guy happens to everybody. Very cool. We love to put any color in the middle. So start at 20. Put the position here, and about let's say 60. We drag again that. Now you have to be looking it with the main comp. Wherever you're contented with, that's where you're gonna click. So I'm just gonna leave it here because I want to select this guy. Also, I'm just gonna remove every color. So we already have our scroll. Now if I go into the comp, I want to add some easing to it. Now what I usually do is that I use this plugin for my easing, and naturally you could just first of all start with easy easing, so it goes from fast to slow, but I want it to be very fast at the beginning and slow at the end. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to place this guy to 0. I'll place this guy to be 100. Beautiful. Now what I did, I could have done it also with this guy. So I'll just select here, or I'll just select here and make it 100. Make it 0. It's easier for me doing it here than doing it manually here, so that's why I love just editing it here straight up. That's beautiful. If I go to the main comp now, it's looking a little bit fast, but I don't mind. Instead of using 30, we could use 40. But that was 40, you could use 50. Depends on your taste. So if you do the 20 now, beautiful. So when this happens, immediately we want to select one of the game paths. So we can give a rest of about 20 frames, let's say 15 frames. So about 85, we just initiate the click. So at this point, I'm just going to scale both of them, this guy and this guy, because from here downwards are the guys that are going to come into focus. Everything behind will not really come into focus. So when you click on Cyberpunk, from FIFA downwards, they all start coming into focus. You understand? So at this point, I'm just going to scale everybody up, including FIFA. And we could just scale them to about 60. Or perhaps let's use 80. So that would be 165. So scale everybody up. Now it's looking weird, but we're going to edit them later on. Just scale everybody up about here. That's fine. Put this guy at full. So now for FIFA has to be the biggest because it's the closest. The closer the game pads to the screen, the bigger they are. The farther, the smaller. You know, just like perception and stuff. So this guy has to be bigger. The reason why it's losing focus was I intentionally make it lose focus from the sketch file, because it's not going to be the main one being edited. or being shown. Cyberpunk will be the one being shown. And after that, Patriot, we just increase Patriot also. And that should work. Now, for the rest of these guys, we're not actually bring them into focus right now so that we don't do a lot of work. So we just go back, and for Rainbow Six, the blue and red, and Spider-Man, we just deactivate the last scale. So these are the guys that come into focus. So if we go back to the main comp now, now they are too big. So I'm just going to reduce them to match up the size of the screen. So if I want to apply what I told you about, 0, 100, I'm just going to select these guys, put them at 100, these guys, put them at 0. Now if you don't have this plugin, you can do it manually like I just taught you, but in order not to waste your time, just install the plugin and make your life easier. You can see that fast, low movement. So now when this happens, if you notice at this point, a lot of things are blocking. Cyberpunk should be the part in focus, but a lot of things are in his face, especially this FIFA 20. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to apply position to the FIFA 20. Let me just hide these guys. Now let me hide these guys because I don't need them for now, so that we can concentrate on what we are doing. Cool. So for FIFA 20, there's a position, and at this point I'm just going to push it to be around here. That's cool. I'll just take it back a little bit again. Not bad, not bad. So don't forget, I'm going to also make it 100. I'll make this guy 0. Beautiful. So same thing I'm going to do for Patriots, Angry Birds, and Call of Duty. But the only difference is that the position will start immediately here. I'm just going to make it about 95, maybe about 10, or perhaps 100. That's when we begin a position, and the position is going to look as thus. Play them again. Now you can see that they are moving. Now I'm just going to stagger them. So the first that should turn should be Call of Duty, followed by Angry Birds. So I'm just going to use a interval of 5. Yep, that's better. I'm going to set all of them to 100 and 0. Now it's looking a little bit fast, so what we can do is to drag them back a little bit. Perhaps here. Yeah, it's still looking a little bit fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase this guy to over here. Yeah, that is good. But then, if I go to the main comp, I'm still having, there is not a lot of space for the gamepad. So what I'm going to do is that I will create a comp. I will make this first batch of zoom gamepads to be a comp. So inside it, we're not going to push the icons to the left. So you're going to understand what I'm saying right now. At this point, we just, or better still, let us split the layers. And the reason why I want us to split the layers is because I want to take these new guys into a new comp. But yet, on the old comp, or on the previous comp, they are also still present. Because when I make them a comp, all of these guys will be off. These are the only guys that will remain. But what will replace these guys will now be a comp, like a group of all of these gamepads. If you're new to After Effects, you may not understand what I'm saying, but just follow along. So I'm just going to make, I'll call this zoom gamepads 1. Make sure all attributes are going to the new composition. So you can see the gamepads are there on the older frame, and also on the new frame. The only difference is that there's a jump. So I'm just going to solve it right now. Push it. So make sure this guy is set. I'm just going to push it like this. Fantastic. So it's still the same thing. It's only that I want to have more control over these guys. That's why I just place them in their own separate comps, so I can just do what I want to do on them. So from here, it's easy for me to pull them if I want to pull them. But I'm not going to push them from here. I'm going to go into them again about here. I'll just create a new comp. Call this zoom gamepads null or what? Perhaps place it around here. So when this is happening about this place, I will just create a position attribute here and just drag them together. Oh, before I drag them, I've not made them child elements of them all. Okay, now if I drag them now, everybody's moving together. The reason why I'm doing this is so that there can be more space for this guy. Very concept. So I might just push it a little bit. Yep, I think this is better. Probably a little bit more. And also just make it 0. Red and 0. If you enter the numbers and they didn't change from that diamond to this cylinder, that means that nothing has happened. Make sure they change before leaving. Beautiful. If I go to the main comp now and I check what I just did, Now, I might want this guy should come a little bit heavy. Just depends on the style you want to push. Yep, beautiful. So when this happens, when they are zooming in, I want these guys to leave. I want these guys to leave. I want the background element to leave basically. So for that to happen, first of all, let us first edit this carousel position. So the idea is that it's like an indicator for where the paths are. So when there are 4 paths, the navigation is around here. So definitely when the path moves to here, you also need to have moved. So that's what we're going to do now. And if you remember, the animation happens at 20 to 70. So if you're going to if you go back there now, you could just go into carousel position and there is a scroller. You just use the paths. But there are many ways you could do it. But I'm just going to use the position. This is more simpler to explain. 70 was where it stopped and 20 was where it began. Let's click here. So I think came to about here, if I'm not mistaken. So to see is already here, but then if you notice this 4th guy is still there, so I'm just going to go back and yeah, I think this is it. Yep, this is it. But don't forget to make sure that the velocity is the same. So one of the keys of having a very fantastic animation is when the velocity across the animation is similar. It creates a sense of synchronizing that just makes your work very nice. Now I think it's a little bit too dark. I might just reduce the opacity. Yeah, I think it's not bad like this. I might just make it minus 65. Yeah, not bad. So now if I check it back again, you can see smooth. It's working smoothly. So now, when the zoom occurs, if you go back, the zoom occurs at 85. So what I can do is that from this 85 to 110, I'm going to take away this everything in the background element. So I'm just going to create a new null to control of them. I call them background elements null. Select this guy, sense, and make them child elements. Okay, so at this point, let me make this guy cool. Scale it here, and don't forget the zoom starts from 85. Yep. So from here to here, I'm going to increase it. But better still, the elder is not living, so shouldn't be a child element. But the rest are living. So they also come here. And I'm just going to create opacity from here to here also. So delete the opacity. Sorry, the opacity shouldn't be on the null, it should be on the elements. So for each of the elements that are going out, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, we have opacity for them. And reduce the opacity here. The title is not printed. Yeah, beautiful. So now we're just going to apply the same animation curve of 0, but if it's already 0 here and you apply 0, for some weird reason it's not going to work. So what I like doing is that when I go to another point that is not of the same number, then I come back and write 0. Have you see? Beautiful. That was fantastic. That's basically how I went about. That's basically how I went about the animation. So when this happens, the next agenda is to bring in the details. So I'm just going to go back to Sketch and bring in. Now I'm not going to copy everything again because we already have these details. The major thing we need on this screen is this guy. And instead of bringing them one by one, we can bring all of them together at once in this place. But make sure AE is set at one time. So I'm going to go to plugins and send selection to AE. Select the folder to save the images. And that's it. But then, when you run into issues like this, just drag it so that I can be able to edit it. Beautiful. And there's something I need to explain to you. It's called essential graphics. I'm just fixing up this guy. Now, we all know how Sketch works, whereby we have like this now. Let me just what is that? So in Sketch, you know, you have symbols. You can change the price to 55, the cent to 23, 25. In After Effects, we have something similar. So we are going to make this guy a symbol because you know we are going to have multiple for 3 game paths. So we are just going to animate this guy once, and we will now make it a symbol so that we can apply it to different parts of the animation at wherever we want to use it. It's very cool, and if it might sound a little bit tricky if you're not used to After Effects, but if you just calm down and understand it, it's going to be fantastic. Before I even make it a component, let's first animate it. So now this is how I want the animation to work. First of all, I want it to land. I want it to start its landing from 110. So I just go into it. I think this is it. I go to 110. Zoom in. And at this point, I'll just make all of them child elements of their background. So the background is going to start up at maybe 15, too much, maybe about here, not bad. And you know, this upcoming, the one I was leaving zoomed up to 110 to 85, about 25. So for the one that's coming in, we could just make it say 35. So that's gonna be 145. Should be around here. I'm just bring it back to 53. And when this happens, they are also going to be its opacity. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to apply the 0 and 100. Red 0. Drag it down. Beautiful. So it's working beautifully now. If I take it for now, I'm going to remove it back, but I just want to show you. If I go into the project right now and I bring it in, it is product details, the empire, and I go into this comp, content. It's already working, but first of all, I need to set it up very well. Scale it up. Yep. I might put it behind the game parts. Yeah, this is nice. Cool. It's already working. I'm gonna push it back to about here. Yeah. So now it's already working perfectly, but then if I have to do it like 3 times, because when we scroll 3 times, it will just take a lot of time for me to just keep redoing them and redoing them. So what I can do is to make it a reusable component. So I'm just going to delete it, but before I delete it, I'm just going to back up. Position, I'm just going to delete it now and go back into the project details. And I'm going to use what we call essential graphics. So I'm going to select the composition, product details, impact. Now what I like doing is that make sure my project file is clean. Let me call the guide comps. So every composition is going to be in a folder. So comps are in the folder, images are in the folder, solids are in the folder, symbols are in the folder. It's easy for me so that I can know what I want to do. So at this particular point, the things I want to change, I'm going to pull them into this window, the things that are likely to change. So this price tag, now I can't put it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy it from here and paste it here, bring it around, because I can't push the comp into the window, and I delete the old price tag and I bring in this guy, source test. I'll just call this guy price. I bring in this title, call it title. I bring this guy, call him details. Beautiful. So with this done, I can go back into main comp and bring back the comp. So I bring it back now. And there's a tricky part in this particular place. Now you will notice the comp actually starts on 110, but this is 110 and we actually want to start 130. What we can do is just to enable time remapping to force the composition to actually start at 110 instead of 130. So I'm just going to make 110 here. So it's going to work perfectly. Now the price is showing because I didn't add opacity to it. So I'm just going to copy somebody's opacity, apply it over here. Beautiful. Now one more thing also, I didn't make them child element of our node, of our game part. Beautiful. But then it's looking weird, obviously. So I'm just going to scale it, pull it to about here. Yep. I think it's nice. By the way, button is looking weird. Yep, I think it should be better now. Yeah, it's looking better. Beautiful. So now, the component I was raving about, if I want to change this guy, now I don't need to enter into the comp again. I could just go to this master properties and this price, I could just write edit value. I could just say 54. Voila, that's changed. Anyhow, I wanted to change. That's changed. So that's just the beauty of using components. So anytime I want to recreate it again, I just, copy and paste and automatically it just works perfectly. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to do one scroll and that will be the end of the tutorial because I don't want to waste your time as much as possible on the tutorial, the concept. So I'm actually going to push that to part 2 of the tutorial so that we can have so that we can optimize time as much as possible. So part 2 is just going to be the scrolling of these pads and everything behind going back into the animation. Get the concept. So that's basically, but let's just run what we just currently did. Now the only thing I didn't do is the cursor. The scrolling cursor and the clicking of the gamepad. I will cover it also in the next tutorial. So that's the part 1 of this tutorial. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please kindly like and subscribe. And don't forget to watch the next part of the tutorial so that you can really learn everything going on in this tutorial. So thank you so much. I'll see you in the next tutorial. My name is Lekan.